A wheelchair user has slated ScotRail over a lack of access on their new Glasgow to Edinburgh main line trains. Sanjeev Mann, 23, who has muscular dystrophy, has criticised the rail operator for blatant discrimination because they do not have wheelchair access in first class. The new Class 385 trains also have no access to wheelchair-friendly toilets from first class. I think that's ridiculous in 2020 that a whole minority can't get on a train like that, Sanjeev told the Glasgow Times. He has now set up a petition towards ScotRail in a bid to raise awareness of the issue. Sanjeev, a freelance student journalist, originally brought up the issue in Strathclyde University publication The Glasgow Gallus. He cited a tweet from ScotRail, in which they boast about the new 542-seater 8-carriage trains that run between Glasgow and Edinburgh. First-class areas don't have wheelchair accommodation and there's no wheelchair access to accessible toilets from first class. To travel in first class, wheelchair users need to be able to transfer to a suite. When asked about first-class wheelchair spaces, ScotRail replied, "First-class areas don't have wheelchair accommodation and there's no wheelchair access to accessible toilets from first class. To travel in first class, wheelchair users need to be able to transfer to a seat." Commenting on the response, Sanjeev said, "I think especially because the trains are brand new makes it worse. Did they just overlook it? What is the actual reason behind it? Because I don't think it would be too difficult to add a wheelchair space to a train." He added, "It's definitely discrimination, it's the same as any other minority. It's like saying someone that's black isn't allowed on the train or first class, so I think I would go as far to say it's blatant discrimination." So far around 300 people have signed his petition online. Approached over the issue, ScotRail claimed they had to meet required law to ensure any wheelchair user had unrestricted access to an accessible toilet, which would be unavailable from first class. They also say they consulted with accessibility groups and those with additional transport needs before launching the service. A ScotRail spokesman added, "The accessible toilets on our Class 385 train are located in a position to ensure it is accessible to as many customers on board as possible, and unfortunately this makes it less accessible to customers travelling in first class." View the petition here. For more on this story, visit the news article link.